The Mermaid-ification of a generation. H2O just had water and its impact and legacy. Hi girlies! If you grew up in the 2000s and you were cool as hell, you watched H2O just had water. Now, almost 20 years later, yeah, sorry to break it to you gals, H2O turns 20 in like 2 years. Anyway, almost 20 years later, those three girls from the Gold Coast still live rent-free in my brain. One magical day in 2006, Ricky, Emma, and Cleo stumbled their way into the magical moon pool on the mysterious Mako Island, changing their lives forever. Following them would come the pods of Mako Mermaids, an animated series, 1,000 fan projects, and a whole world of story. Not to mention real-world impact. So, take my hands and let's dive into the magic. For the uncultured swines? For the uninitiated among you, H2O Just Said Water was about three teenage girls, Cleo, Ricky, and Emma, who, on the night of the full moon, fall into a mysterious moon pool on the magical Mako Island. When the moon rises above the crater, its light makes the water bubble with magic. The three girls are changed forever. The trio discover that they transform into mermaids when they touch water, and they have magical powers to boot. Stern Emma can freeze water, romantic Cleo can manipulate its shape, and hot-headed Ricky can boil it. The latter, by the way, is definitely the most useful because she can, dry herself off and turn back into human form. As the first two series progress, the three girls navigate teen life of parties, popularity, and family drama, alongside marine life and mastering their magic. Occasionally they have run-ins with needing to use their powers to help others, to free marine life, and to evade capture from scientists. In Season 3, Emma's family moves away and the trio dynamic is maintained instead by Bella, who is transformed in an Irish moon pool and who can solidify water into a weird plastic jelly thing. Yeah. Season 3 also has an overarching plot of the moon pool rebelling and the girls have to take on the evil water tentacles or something. Listen, I promise Season 3 is also good, okay? The show also spawned spin-off series. Most notably, Mako, Island of Secrets, was somewhere between an alternate universe and a sequel. Don't worry about it. A boy called Zach falls into the moon pool and gains powers similar to the original girls, but also discovers a rivalry between the natural-born mermaids of Mako Island and the mermen, who are their sworn enemies. Don't ask about reproduction. Don't worry about it. Just don't worry about it. Three mermaids in a Sugar Babes type cast hinder and later help Zach in his journey to master his powers. Sorry, Sugar Babes is kind of a niche reference and they're not even Australian. Ricky also makes an appearance, even though she makes no mythological sense in this world. When I said don't worry about it, there's a lot that we don't need to worry about, alright? Just don't worry. Secondly, the animated series H2O Mermaid Adventures is loosely adapted and honestly just using the branding from the original series. It also color codes the girls for some reason. While in the original series, all three had orangey gold tails, and in Mako, mermaids were orange and mermen were blue, the cartoon handled things a little differently. Emma got to keep the gold coloration, Cleo got merman blue, and Ricky was assigned red. The shows were all fantastical, adventurous, and explored a world of magic just across the water, inviting its audience of teeny boppers into the waters of their own areas. Does anyone want to play mermaids with me? The unimaginable power of H2O is best relayed by the hordes upon hordes, or I suppose pods upon pods, who picked up cameras and monofins and wrote some of the most iconic television. The girlies were making art. Let's talk about my favorite, Secret Life of a Mermaid. Oh, the things you can do when you have your own pool. Christina Davis, along with her friends and her sister, created essentially just a H2O ripoff, but honestly, my little cousin and I were devoted fans when we watched it, which was apparently 15 years ago. It was really cute, and I have fond memories of the show. And for the 10-year anniversary, Christina uploaded a talk about how she and her friends were doing since it ended, and I hope they're still doing well. We also watched Mermaid Miracles, which was an absolute journey. And look at this list compiled. God, so many of them are private now. No, share your truth. Share your masterpieces. I think that mermaids have always been fascinating and alluring, but the formula of these shows really highlights how influential H2O was. Secret Life of a Mermaid alone captures the 3 girls granted magical powers in a magical pool, and now they have to be teenagers with a secret thing. Neighbours and Home and Away have built careers and helped build a new Australia in the cultural consciousness. Think not only Kylie Minogue, but Kylie's infamous wedding to Jason Donovan in Neighbours. Think Chris Hemsworth. Before he was Thor, he was Kim Hyde. There's no denying that Australian soaps have bred some stars, and there's less denying that official Neighbours tours and Home and Away tours bring in a pretty penny. Similarly, though I couldn't find any official tours, filming locations from H2O are popular spots. The Juicenet has a sign. I'm just saying. If I ever get to Australia, it's on one mission, baby. If ever H2O wants to come back, I am there. There's talk of a remake, but there's also so much unexplored territory too from the original run. What about those original mermaids from the 1950s? And with Ricky appearing in Nico, there's a lot to talk about with natural-born mermaids and the mermaids transformed in the moon pools. I would love to do a further exploration of the mythology of the H2O universe. If they ever do go back, I'm diving right in, but maybe with the original, the spin-off, and the animated version, the best things come in threes. But who's to say? Bye, girlies!